Hello everybody and welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be looking at linking portals and basically how to do it. It's going to be a brief tutorial. I'll try and keep it as quick as I can because it shouldn't take too long to do. But I'll show you how to link two portals together, or more accurately I'll say how to link two locations together, and a couple of things that need to go along. Just things to be warned about when doing it as well. So just before I start, I want to say sorry for not uploading this video sooner. I think I said in my previous Let's Play, which was like a lead into this, that I would upload it as quick as I can. Unfortunately, I got a little bit busy for the last sort of week or two, and unfortunately Minecraft had to take a back seat on that. And also, part of my other thinking was that I was waiting for 1.3 to come out in case they change any portal mechanics or if the game changed any, rather than releasing tutorials in 1.2.5 knowing that 1.3 was just around the corner. I thought I might as well just wait a week or two and do a tutorial, start doing the tutorials as soon as 1.3 came out. That way it will be up to date and I don't have to do two videos, and it just works out easier for everyone. So anyway, getting back to the main point of this video, if you saw on my Let's Plays, which was I think Let's Play 1 or 2, I found a village that I wanted to make a portal near, and basically what I wanted to do was that portal I wanted to link to a portal in the Nether, and then I want to have another portal in my base that linked to a separate portal in the Nether, and I just wanted to be able to go from my base through the portal into the Nether, across the Nether, into the other portal, and out into the village that I found, so I could do all my trading in 1.3. Now, unfortunately, I run into a bit of a problem. I don't know if you might have seen this video or not. Let me just quickly get rid of that. Sorry. Right. Yeah, don't know if you might have seen that video or not, but I came into a few problems, and this is what led me into doing this tutorial. Basically, what I want to do is just give a quick tutorial on how to guarantee two portals will link to the same location. And before, I will just quickly make a portal up here, because this will help me explain. Right. Right, there we go. So we've got our portal going there. So yeah, just to quickly explain, basically why I wanted to go through the Nether was because the village that I had was miles away from my base. I mean, we're talking like 2,000 blocks. And the good thing about the Nether is that one block in the Nether is worth 8 blocks in the Overworld. So just travelling distance of one block in the Nether will be equal to travelling 8 blocks like that over here, which makes travelling from one point in the Overworld to another point really quick, because you can just go through the Nether, run like 100 or 200 blocks, and you can pop out somewhere which is miles, blocks and blocks and blocks away from where you started, which is really handy. So that's the reason why I wanted to do that. And basically, if you've seen my previous video, you'll know this bit, but just for anyone that hasn't, because of that factor of 8 relationship that the Overworld has with the Nether, what you need to do is, if you're going from the Nether, from the Overworld to the Nether, you need to divide your X and Z coordinates by 8, and the X and Z are in the bottom chunk of the bits of writing on the left hand side when you press F3. So you can see my X there is -278, and the Z is +951. So that's the coordinates we need. Yeah, so like I was saying, sorry. If you're going from the Overworld to the Nether, you need to divide those coordinates by 8, and if you're going from the Nether back to the Overworld, you want to times them by 8, and that's really the one golden rule. All you have to do is remember that. I'll put a link in the a link to the previous episode I did that I explained all this in, and also put the formulas and all that sort of stuff in the description underneath this video. But I'll carry on explaining it anyway, just in case that helps. So yeah, basically we only want to use the X and the Z because the Y is the height of how high you are. So you can see here I'm in super flat world, so I'm only 4 above bedrock, so that's gonna that's going to have a slight issue, but not anything major, because it's just a relationship from 1 to 1. What I mean by an issue is that when we go to the Nether, it will spawn us quite low in the ground. But there's not much really you can do about that. That's just the way it goes. Right, so we've got our portal here. I'm going to quickly divide these coordinates by 8 and get our Nether coordinates, and I will meet you back in a second. Okay, so I've done the calculations, and it looks like we should end up on the X in the Nether of -34 and the Z in the Nether of 118. So let's light this bad boy up and see where we get to. So X -34 and Z 118. Let's see what we get. Okay, let's see where we are. So we are X -22. I predicted -34, but that's not too far out, and probably the reason why it's shifted the portal here is because of this big chunk right here. Basically, the game will always try and put you where there's a free bit of space. So this is probably the closest bit of space that wasn't rock or netherrack, which looks like all that is, and that's why it shifted us a bit sideways. So that will explain the X. And the Z 113, we predicted 118, so again that's probably just something similar to that. There's a big chunk of rock nearby that the game found it easier to put us there. So that's pretty accurate. That seems to work quite well. So in 1.3 we know that the factor of 8 still works, and it is a factor of 8 on the PC, and it's a factor of 3 on the Xbox, because it's a slightly smaller memory and that sort of stuff. What I mean by that is that 1 block is worth 3 blocks in the overworld rather than 8 like it is on PC. So the Xbox is 3 blocks. But yes, that explains that pretty well. So like I was saying, if I didn't know where, I already know my coordinates, but if I didn't know my coordinates in the overworld, I could take those coordinates that we had, which was, what was it, -118, yeah, so, sorry, -22 and -114. If we times those by 8, it will give us our coordinates in the overworld, but we already know where we're going, so that's not a problem. Right, so I'll quickly run back through here, and I will then show you how to link two exact locations together. So bear with me and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and welcome back, guys. As you can see, I found a nice little village here. So let's say that I wanted to link this village back to a location in the Nether, and let's call that other portal I was at. Let's just say that was my base. That's where where my main portal's located. So what we want to do is we want to make a portal here. I'm going to make it right here in the village. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So yeah, we've got that portal all sorted in the village. I'm just going to take the coordinates of it. So let's have a quick look. We've got -266 and Z. Sorry, that's X -266 and Z 1131. Cool. So that is our overworld coordinates. Now, what would possibly happen? We'll find out. Actually, we'll have a quick look. But if I don't manually make a portal in the Nether, what this will probably do is link back to the other portal right over there, because the game will generally, the way it's written, it would rather link to an existing portal than have to make one. So I will actually, I'll tell you what I'm quickly going to do. I'm quickly going to sleep, and I'm going to try and show you where the other portal is, because it's literally just over there. So bear with me 1 second, and I'll get us into some daylight. Okay guys, so we're back in the daylight, and you can see that's the portal that I built with the village, and this is the portal. I've put a load of obsidian on there so you can see exactly where it is, but that's the other portal that went through just a second ago. And so, like I was saying, what the game would rather do is have that portal, rather than link to a new portal in the Nether, it would probably rather, I say probably, it will rather link to the portal that was made when we went through that one. And the reason is, it's a little bit complex, but in the game mechanics, whenever you go through a portal. So it doesn't matter what portal, even the one that you usually use in your normal base, the same one that I use, that one, any portal, the game runs a series of mathematical equations and basically it searches. When you go through a portal, it will search a certain box area. I can't remember the exact dimensions, but it searches a box to see if there's already a portal within that area. And what it will do is rather than make a new one, it will search that area starting from the coordinates that exact portal relates to. So it's easy to use this one. So we already worked out that the coordinates that one relates to. I think, what did we say? It was -34 and +118 on the Z. When that portal links to Nether, it will search that area first. So x -34 and Z 118. It will search from that center part outwards for, I think it might be from memory, 256 blocks in each direction. So what this one will do, that one's okay because it links directly to the exact spot that we made it, that we wanted it to go to in the Nether. But this one, when I go through it, the game will search a 256 wide box and it will probably link back to that one. So let's go and give it a try. If that didn't make any sorry, if that didn't make much sense, then leave a comment and I'll try and explain it a little bit better. But if you do struggle, if you do struggle, just go and have a look at the wiki. That's a good way to do it, or leave a comment and I'll try and explain it a little bit better. So let's see where this takes us. Yeah, there we go. As I thought, it's taken us to exactly the same spot, and like I was saying, the game would rather take you back to a pre-existing portal than make a new one, unless it's beyond that 256 block kind of radius. So it has to be quite far away. If you remember, there's a factor of 8 in the Nether, so we're talking like what, 8 times 256, which off the top of my head is about 2,000 blocks. Just under 2,000 blocks. So in the Nether, sorry, in the Overworld. So you're going to have to go a long way to stop it from linking. But anyway, the way to avoid that is to, let's go back through this one. And what we want to do is, yeah, it's over this way. Right, I'll just cut back in a second. Sorry, guys. That's a bit weird, isn't it? They are strange, these testificates. They are weirdlings. Look at him looking at me there. Weird guy. Right, I'm just going to turn this down a second. Sound down 41, that'll do. Alright, so what we want to do is take the coordinates of this portal, which is -269 and Z1131. I think I might have already done this, but anyway. X -269 and Z1131. What I want to do is, because we're entering the Nether, we want to divide those by 8 to get our Nether coordinates. So bear with me a second and I'll do the math. Okay, so let's get away from that for a second. So I'm back, and it looks like the x of -269 divided by 8 is -33.6, and the z of 1131 divided by 8 is 141. So what we want to do, I'm just going to get away from that portal for a second. What I want to do is go into the Nether. Doesn't really matter which one we use because it will link to the same portal. So you might as well head through this one. What we want to do is go to those coordinates that I just read out, x -33 and z +141. We want to go there and manually build a portal. So let's try and, well, in fact, let me go and find these coordinates, and I will build the portal as soon as I've found them. So rather than have you guys watch me, I will go and find it and catch you guys in a second. Okay, so welcome back, guys. We are at the coordinates x -33 and the z of 141. As you can see, I had to bury into a make a tunnel through a bit of a mountain here. So what I'm going to do is just quickly going to clear this area out and build ourselves a portal, and I'll catch you guys in a second. Okay, so welcome back, guys. We're actually just on the edge of a hill, which wasn't too bad. So I'm going to quickly build my portal at those coordinates, -33 and 141, which looks around about here. So let's put the centre of the portal right there, and put the other bits around it, like so. And I will just quickly show you how close we are actually to the other portal. You can actually see it just over there. There it is, right there. So you can see how close we are. We're not really all that far away, but hopefully it should still work. So we'll soon find out. So what we want is for this portal to link back to the portal in the village, and for that one to constantly link back to the one in the middle of nowhere, basically. So let's just see if this works. This is the moment of truth. Whoops, let's replace that. So this is the moment of truth. This is where either this tutorial has worked or failed massively. Fingers crossed it's the first of the two, but we'll see. Come on Minecraft, don't let me down. Yay, so there we go. So that worked. That portal, even though it's really close to the other one in the Nether, it still links reliably to this one. We'll just make sure, go back through it and make sure it doesn't try and take us off somewhere else. Nope. So we're back where we were, which is great stuff for me and my tutorial, because that would have been a brief end to a tutorial for sure. A very abrupt ending. So yeah, that one seems to link quite nicely to the village. Let's just make sure this one hasn't been compromised in any way. So this should take us back to the middle of the land, the middle of the prairie biome sort of thing that we had. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant stuff. So that all works pretty well. 1.3 is still working quite nicely, and that is the tutorial pretty much. That is how you do it. What you need to do is use a formula that I described. Like I said, I'll put the formula in the description, and put a link to another video that I've made that kind of covers this. Yeah, so what you need to do is work out what coordinates you want in the Nether and in the Overworld, divide or times them by 8 as appropriate, and then manually build a portal at each location, and that is how you do it. So let's quickly just go back to the Nether. Right, and as you can see, like I said, they're quite closely linked, but as I said before, the reason why you can get away with them being so closely linked and not linking together is because of the factor of 8 that we went through earlier. So you can literally have them, you know, what, 16, 20 blocks apart there, and still work. There is one thing I'm just going to get away and explain quickly. There is one thing that I read about. I don't totally understand it, but I think I get the gist of it. And in the Overworld, it's what's known as the zone of I'll try to say it properly. The zone of exclusions, and what that means is, in the Overworld, you can't build portals this close together. They won't work, and the reason is that each portal in the Overworld must be 32 blocks away. I think 32 or 33 possibly, which is equivalent to 2 chunks plus 1 away from another portal. I think if they're any closer than that, you will find that you might have a few issues with linking them. But obviously in the Nether, that's not quite so much of a problem. I think it would be if you were within 8 or 16 blocks in the Nether, I would have thought. Yeah, it might even be less than that. I guess it depends on the 8 ratio sort of rule that we've set up. If they're closer than that in both dimensions, so for example, if we were to build a portal like opposite this one, say right here or something, I think it would have issues. It might not be quite as reliable. Let's try building one and see what happens, but I think it'll probably link to the same place. But yeah, the zone of exclusions in the Overworld definitely you can't build two portals too close to each other, so you have to make sure that there's at least a 33 block gap. At least that's what I seem to take from the wiki anyway. Right, so let's have a quick look through this portal just before we go, and see what happens. Yeah, it linked us back to the right portal, so I doubt what it would do is if we made another portal like in those directions. I'm not going to, because it'll take a little bit of time to do all that. But I bet if we were to make a portal at that location, it might not reliably link to each other. What I mean by that is if you go through this and you could end up at either of the other portals or something, or go through a portal in the Nether and end up at either that one or that one, but without really being able to tell which one's which. Not reliably anyway. So anyway, that pretty much concludes the tutorial. Yeah, sorry it took me so long to bring this out, and I hope this kind of helps you out. Like I said, the reason that I did it was because I wanted a village, so I could do the villager trading, which is in 1.3. Speaking of which, let's have a little look. See what this guy's offering. Ah, three emeralds for flint and steel. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have had to pick one. Oh well. Yeah, so that's the reason that I did it in my Let's Play. I wanted to have, because it was the village that I had was miles and miles, blocks and blocks away from my base. So the quicker way is to travel, or the smarter way is to travel through the Nether, then jump through a portal at that end and come out of the portal, come out of the village. Sorry. So yeah, that's the reason that I did it. I mean, you guys might have other reasons. You might have found like a desert biome or anything like that you want to particularly use. You know, to get your sand or whatever. I don't know, whatever you guys want to use it for. But I hope that kind of works. I hope that kind of helps people out a little bit. Yeah, all I want to do is just say sorry it took me a little while to bring this video out, but I will try and bring out a bit more regularly now. Hopefully, like every 3 to 5 days, I'll try and bring out a video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks to everyone that's subscribed so far and is watching the channel. Really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Catch you later.